Some fine chasing being done there by the champion of New Zealand, Jason Christie. There he is down there. There is no organisation. Everybody feels good. They have a go and then they get caught and get wiped out. Then they have a go again. This course again is producing a superb bike race.
Jason Christie rides for one of the smallest teams in the race, Kenyan Riders Downunder. And this harks back to what you were talking about before, Cadel, with the teams that we see domestically in Australia. To see a team with riders from Kenya, New Zealand and Australia in the thick of the action, with 9 teams who see the Tour de France, this also adds to the globalisation of the sport, not just the domestic scene.
It certainly adds to the globalisation, but also Kenya's not a cycling culture, a country with a cycling culture, that's for sure. But also they have the opportunity to come here and race against the pros, and all of a sudden they take this opportunity and they really run with it.
Feeling all right. Yeah, I mean, feel good now, but anything can happen in a race, you never know. So, but, I don't know, just hope to be there in the front guys at the end. We'll see what happens.
This is Kenyan Riders Downunder, and it's exciting because we're with these Pro Tour teams like Sky, BMC, with all these guys, and we're in the same peloton. This is our first race. We're not expecting a lot, but we hope that we can stay with them.
Actually, it's a pretty big ask for a first race for the boys to be all together. We're here with World Tour teams, and it's going to be a tough ride for them. But the guys have done the hard work. Kenyans are pretty well prepared. They're probably some of the strongest climbers here in this peloton. So there's no reason for them not to do really well. So I'm very excited about it.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Woo!
Taking a shortcut through 6 minutes and 13 seconds, but it wasn't 6 minutes and 13 seconds to the two chasers. Smith and Howes continue to close in. They might be well advised to take the Damarki route and go up the inside of the roundabout.
Definitely.
No, they go the long way around.
So Morgan Smith, Christian House, just giving it their best shots here. The race referees making them ride across that no man's land into the leading group. Well, they've got on at 123 kilometres into the race, so 51 kilometres they've covered, and we now are 6.
Alessandro Damarki heading up the welcoming committee. 6 riders in the breakaway. Christian Howes and Morgan Smith have finally joined them. Pat Lane, Josh Berry, Adrian Hegvardi and Alessandro Damarki.
Peter Kenyuk wins the second running of the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Classic, and what a race it really was.
I wanted to be there. I wanted to be up the road before we hit the circuits. The brake went, it was kind of already gone, and they were shutting the road down, so I had to wait. I had to wait a long time before I got a gap where I could slip through, and got a bit of abuse and a few laughs, but you know, did it the hard way, but got there in the end. And
well over an hour, so it's about 70 k's I think in the break in the end, which is pretty impressive. It was hurting in the end.
It comes with the responsibility racing in a bigger peloton with professionals, but yeah, it feels good.
So just got to go back and yeah, just refine what we're doing in Kenya and find a lot more talent, and that is happening. So today back in Kenya, while this big international race is happening, we were running the most basic of all bike races back in E10 on single speed black mambas, so weigh about 20 kilograms, so more than at least double these bikes. So, you know, we've got a much bigger talent ID program in place.
First World Tour sort of event, the guys listened to their instruction, we had a rider up the road, got fantastic coverage for the team, did everything I asked for in that aspect, and then once the race came back together, then Jason Christie had another, you know, attack towards the end, did everything he could to try and win the race, and unfortunately, you know, the bigger teams, you know, rolled us, but for a first effort, I think it was really good.
it's great to see the Kenyans in amongst it, and you know, especially towards the end on the last lap, Sully, you know, we thought he'd been dropped and he's still in there. So I was pretty happy with their effort. It was fantastic.